Today, we think of modern tech billionaires as the ultimate symbol of wealth. But what if I told you that Elon Musk's entire fortune looks like pocket change compared to the richest people in history? We are talking about men who didn't just own billions of dollars. They owned entire continents, controlled global economies, and handed gold so freely that they accidentally ruined nations. From Roman generals to African kings, here are the 5 richest people to ever walk the earth. Prepare to be amazed. Number 5 takes us to ancient Rome. Meet Marcus Licinius Crassus. With a net worth estimated at around $200 billion in today's money. Crassus found a terrifyingly brilliant way to get rich. He created Rome's very first fire brigade. When a building caught fire, Crassus and his team would rush to the scene. But they wouldn't put out the flames immediately. Instead, Crassus would force the desperate owner to sell the burning property to him for a ridiculously low price. If the owner agreed, Crassus's men put out the fire. If not, the building burned to the ground. Through this ruthless real estate monopoly, he became so wealthy that when he was captured by his enemies, they allegedly executed him by pouring molten gold down his throat to mock his greed. Number 4 is the only modern-era billionaire on our list, John D. Rockefeller. In the late 19th century, Rockefeller founded Standard Oil. At his peak, he controlled over 90% of all the oil in the United States. His wealth was so massive that it accounted for nearly 2% of the entire U.S. economy. Adjusted for inflation today, Rockefeller's net worth would be a staggering $400 billion. To put that in perspective, he could have personally funded the entire U.S. government for months without breaking a sweat. Just beating Rockefeller for the number 3 spot is his rival, Andrew Carnegie. This Scottish-American industrialist led the enormous expansion of the American steel industry in the late 1800s. Carnegie built an empire out of steel, the very material that built modern cities, railroads, and skyscrapers. In 1901, he sold his steel company to J.P. Morgan for $480 million. In today's money, Carnegie's net worth reached an unbelievable $420 billion. Ironically, he spent the last years of his life giving 90% of his fortune away to build libraries and universities worldwide. Number 2 is Augustus Caesar, the first emperor of the Roman Empire. Augustus didn't just run a business. He literally owned one of the greatest empires in history. Historians estimate his personal wealth was equivalent to $4.6 trillion today. At one point, Augustus personally owned the entire country of Egypt as his private property. His wealth was so immense that his personal fortune made up 1/4 of the entire Roman Empire's economic output. Finally, the richest human to ever live, Mansa Musa, the 14th century ruler of the Mali Empire. Musa controlled the world's largest production of salt and gold at a time when gold was in desperate demand. His wealth was so incomprehensible that historians literally describe it as indescribable. However, modern estimates place his net worth at over $5 trillion. During his famous pilgrimage to Mecca, Musa traveled with 60,000 men and dozens of camels, each carrying hundreds of pounds of gold. He handed out so much free gold to the poor in Egypt that he caused massive inflation, crashing the local economy for over a decade. He remains, undisputed, the wealthiest human in history. Which of these fortunes shocked you the most? Let me know in the comments. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more unbelievable history tales.